All right, fellas, Darren and Joey, thanks for joining us here on NBCLX. I got to ask first.
Thank you for having us. It's nice to be anywhere.
Yeah. Anywhere.
Unprecedented.
You're nice stuck in, where are you stuck in though?
We're in Los Angeles. We're in our little pod. Joey and I live pretty close together, and our little family units are pretty close. So we've been sticking this whole thing out together for the last several months.
I love it. All righty. Well, let's get to a Wayward guide for the Untrained Eye. I want to start with that title. Where did you get that title? What does it mean? And tell us about the series.
The idea was, let's come up with the most wordy, confusing title that will be so difficult for anyone to say. No, I think it was inspired by titles like A Series of Unfortunate Events, and it's kind of pulls that that quirkiness and that that kind of whimsical attitude and tone into what this show is. And the show is a series, a short form series, and a podcast about a twin podcasting team who travels to a small town to investigate some corporate mining corruption, and then they end up finding out that the town is kind of being run by the secret race of werewolves.
Like you do.
Like how we hope any investigative journalism podcast eventually takes a turn.
I was going to say, when you listen to like Serial or This American Life or these really great investigative journalism podcasts, in the beginning, there's always some kind of nefarious inciting incident. And when I'm listening to these, I go, wouldn't it be funny if it was just like vampires or something?
Which is literally how the inspiration for this came about. Yeah. You just go, what if it just was actually that? And all the times they had to turn off the microphones and do something off the books that you actually got to see what it was. So
they've done a good job of smashing together the very popular form of investigative podcasts into an actual show, and there's a component piece to the actual visual thing that you're watching like a fictional show, which is this podcast, and they kind of complement each other, which I think was very well done, Joseph.
Thank you so much.
Well, I must say, yes, the title already attracted me, and some of the best, most creative things come from what ifs, right?
Oh yeah, if I may give us a shout out to our kind of genesis as creator people together. We went to college together at the University of Michigan, and we're part of a
Go Blue
called Go Blue. Absolutely, yeah.
Hey, wait! Don't move!
Uh-oh! Don't make me get all my Michigan stuff. It's all over the house. Oh, now
to the victors.
Now we know why we got this interview. We thought that we got it on our own merit.
We pulled down our backdrop.
That is funny. Oh my gosh. All right. This just turned up everything a notch. Sorry to interrupt, but go ahead. Go Blue.
It's a massive part of our relationship because more than 10 years ago, I started, and it's a whole collective of people. This production company, which would become an internet production company called StarKid, which was like our kind of big break when we were starting out. And we did a musical in college that ended up being our first accidental viral hit, which was called The Harry Potter Musical. And even when we made, I played Harry, Joey played Ron. And to your point, to make a short story long about this what if concept, our friends who wrote the show literally said, oh, what if the entire time of Harry's, during the entire time of the books, Draco Malfoy was harboring a crush on Hermione Granger. And this very silly joke became
this entire, a trilogy of shows.
3 musicals
that is
3
awesome.
hours each on our StarKid YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You can check those out as well. But ever since then, that was more than 10 years ago, I've done my own thing. Joey has started his own company with his buddies that are also part of StarKid called the Tin Can Brothers.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is a really long way of explaining how Michigan is involved and how one stupid idea of what if can really get out of hand very quickly.
Well, I don't think it's stupid, and it all makes sense. I mean, University of Michigan, a lot of great minds come from there, so there you go. You have a pretty passionate fan base, and you kind of helped get this all started with Kickstarter, right?
Sure did.
Tell us more about that.
Our fans are really, really tech savvy. You're asking why YouTube, and to me, it's sort of rhetorical question, because YouTube really did change the game for a lot of content creators, and especially for us. Like I think I owe the beginning of our careers to
Absolutely.
YouTube. YouTube changed my life, changed Joey's life. And this was right at the time, social media wasn't a word. YouTube as a platform wasn't even a concept. StarKid really started in 2009, where people were just starting to figure out that this was a way to get your thing out there. It used to be just a video sharing application. It wasn't really the platform it is now. And so we were kind of part of this first wave of the world going, I think this is a thing. And so we just lucked out. So we've kind of been holding on to that surfboard ever since. And because the fans have been with us for more than 10 years now, they're really tech savvy and they understand how to interact. Like the veil's been lifted. The thing between consumer and creator is totally removed nowadays. Fans are interacting directly with creators. And so things like Kickstarters and crowdfunding, there's a full transparency of how this is happening and how we can make this thing together. It's not us versus you. It's how can we collect each other's support systems and make something for each other. And to that, and I'm really grateful to all these supporters and fans that have subsidized a lot of our projects. And it's been a really cool, amazing relationship. And they're also smart enough to be able to use a podcast and YouTube and know how to really integrate all the things that we're putting out.
Okay, I don't want to ask the same question because it's always like, how have you been doing during the pandemic? What have you been doing different? I want to ask more of a positive spin here because you two seem like really creative fellas. So, throughout these past few months, has anything really just sparked inside of you? This project, obviously, but anything else coming ahead in the future?
Yeah, so it's been we definitely learned a lot, and I won't get into. I'll make this fun for you. I'll make it easy. I'll make it interview friendly. I'm a big language nerd, okay? And so when people always ask me when the world was normal, whatever that was, like, what's your dream vacation? And I always say, man, if I only just had like several months off where I wasn't shooting anything or I didn't have any deadlines and I could just focus on keeping up with all my languages. And as soon as I knew this was going to be a while, I finally got to dive into Japanese, which is a language that my wife and I have been teaching ourselves for a while. And like just having the time to do that has been so much fun. So, been learning a lot of Japanese.
I love it. You got to stay positive. You got to find that silver lining. And obviously, if there is one thing that is constant, it's change, right? And how we adapt to that. So I love it. Very quickly, again, tell us how we can tune into the new series on YouTube. Every Thursday, new episode?
Every Tuesday. Our new series episodes on the Tin Can Bros channel on YouTube. That's where the series episodes are premiering on Tuesdays, and on Fridays on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, our new podcast episodes. And that is happening for the next 7 weeks while the show is continuously released.
I'm in the first episode, as is Sean Astin.
Carlos Valdez is Flash, ton of internet personalities.
A lot of our friends and fam.
All great stuff, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Darren and Joey, you guys are great to talk to today. I don't want to let this go, but hey, we'll see you guys again soon. We'll talk more Michigan next time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, bye.